This is my workshop. And this is my workshop. And this is my workshop, but it's also my bedroom. So yeah, they're all kind of my workshops. Let's call this a work in progress. Let's grab a seat. One day, someday, soon to be, and it will be happening, I want to have a full-on workshop. I want to have tools up the wazoo. I want machines. I have right here, right now, an Ender 3. And as you saw upstairs, I have a Neptune 3 Max. I want an Iron Man, Tony Stark style workshop. I want robots coming out the ceiling. I want voice activated assistants all in the room, controlling the lights and the blinds and all the machines. I can just set up things, got a little hacking, whatever, but we're not there yet. And it's also very expensive. Have you seen those little drawer things that have, like little tool shed drawers? All of this stuff I got for free. Let's do a little look around and see what we have here right now. I want to have every tool. I want to be the guy. You're looking for a tool? I got it. Looking for a machine? I got it. Laser printing, I don't know, CNC, whatever. I'm going to college anyway, so we'll have the free stuff there that we can use. This place also has to be cleaned up if you can't tell by the floor, and it's a basement, whatever. But this is an Ender 3 that I got maybe 4 years ago. Well, a very long time ago. I don't use it anymore because it's obsolete at this point. The technology is ancient. It has an analog display where you have to use the knob. It doesn't have auto leveling, and it's just a pain to work with. But I still like it. It's still a good printer. I mean, it'll print things, but it causes a lot of stress. Right here, while we're down here, I have this thing that I took from work. There's the dumpster. And look what I found. This is like a display case. No idea what I'm gonna use it for yet. This is nice. Now I'm gonna hose it down right from work. Yeah, it turns. You see that? But now one man's trash is really another man's treasure. And over here, we have the Mechanoid robot. If you haven't seen my video of me putting this guy on to work and to dance and to do kung fu, and I was trying to find the app for this, but we can watch the video after this. I also have something else that I stole from her, and that is the POS system. If you've ever been to a restaurant and they took your order, it was probably on this thing. So this had actually broken at work and they bought a new one. So I took this one home. I'm gonna figure out if I can play like Minecraft on this thing or whatever. This is also something that I got for free because it was in the dumpster at my job. But it's just a drawer. I don't know why somebody was throwing this out. I guess it's missing a drawer, but I can store tools in here. I can store things in here. I don't need that expensive on wheels little drawer thing from the hardware store that costs like that much. It's just free, and I got it. It doesn't have, and then I can 3D print even smaller compartments in each drawer. I can keep things in here. Let me show you where else I keep things. As I close this, there we go. I've really been using these guys to hold my things. I have, what is this? Just some spray paint. Oh no, it's primer. This is the, fillable and sandable primer. This is for my prints. If I want to get a really smooth finish, I have a whole bunch of sandpaper for that as well. That's the sandpaper bag. If you've ever seen this, this is just for spray painting or keeping my clothes clean while I'm doing any work. This is like that Breaking Bad. It's like a hazmat suit, basically. It's got booties, protects everything except for the face, which is why I also have safety goggles. And then I also have just some work gloves with grip on them. Green, I don't know what this is, Max Grip? I don't know, I just got this off Amazon. No, it was that Home Depot, actually. This is a 3D, it's a failed print. It used to be a 3D printed saber or sword, but as you can see, because I printed it on a stupid Ender, the sword part that was supposed to be disconnected and come out, it doesn't come out because the bed, it doesn't have auto leveling and it sucks. It's a little old paper trick, 1 inch diameter, whatever. And it just, now it's just a handle. Here's the sandpaper I was talking about. I have a sandpaper sponge. I have this sandpaper block that actually changes. You can put any, there we go. It has Velcro on the back. You can put any grip on here. This one is, let's see, this one's P80. I have a whole bunch of them. I don't have like a huge range, but I got P80 on a sponge, or on this block. 600 grit. Then I have multiple right here. I got a 320 grit. I have a 220 grit. I have a 120 grit. And these are all for 3D prints, or maybe I want to use it for something else. These are all the grits that come with that sponge block. This is 80, 120, and 220. It's a 7-piece kit. And they all have Velcro on the back that just sticks onto the block. And it makes it easier to, to sand things. Maybe I'm over here just sanding away. You don't want that, breathe in that cancer, PLA. And speaking of cancer, that is why I have a respirator. Everyone needs a respirator. This is also for spray painting builds. Oh, Luke, I am your father. Anyway, and then it also has, this one's for organic vapors, the filter that I have on right now. Right here, I have some brake lights or reflectors that I was going to use for a build. I wanted to make a 3D printed version of the Transformers Bumblebee suit. I want it to be fully transformable, but modeling sucks for me. I can't model like a really good, nice looking car. So I tried to download a car and it wasn't working. It wasn't manual, it just wasn't printing out. One day I will figure something out and I will have a movable, I want motorized wheels, Transformer costume riding around. That would be awesome. This is another thing that I got from work that was free, and I really like this one. It's on wheels. It's like a tray holder or whatever. I think the restaurant next to us was throwing it away. But this is amazing. I don't know why, because it's fully, it fully works. It's got wheels. I have a top and a bottom. I can put anything on here. This is that movable tool shed I was talking about. Boom, it's over here. It's over there. It's over there. I can just put things on here, take it anywhere that I want. Now here's a project that I made for a Science Olympiad competition, which was machines. And the machines build was creating a lever system that was able to get the mass ratios of 2 unknown masses. I put rubber band to start friction, so when I had it on here, it wouldn't slide around when there was weight on it. So that's what the rubber bands are for. And you would have a weight a certain distance away from the fulcrum, and you could calculate the mass ratio between the two masses hanging on a first class and third class lever. You say, okay, if it's in equilibrium here, then that means this is 2 times heavier than this mass. And that's basically how that worked. Go upstairs and see what other things I have in my 2 other workshops. I probably use this one a lot because it has a table and it's away from my bedroom fusing things. I don't want to breathe it in and die. But let's go through the things in this bed. Tools here we have 60-watt soldering iron. Here's the box that it came in. It comes with soldering wire, high quality resin it says, and a manual. It also has head bits. So it's got, I don't know what these are called, but this one's skinny, then a bigger skinny one like a pencil. This one's like a flat. This one's more like a spade. This is my engineering notebook from Principles of Engineering. We can go through this in a whole other video. In this bin, we have more filaments. I like to throw all my filaments in this bin because I feel like one day I'm going to need it. One day I'm going to be able to melt it down and CNC it or do something else with it. This is a hot end extruder for my Neptune 3 Max because I had the blob of death, which means that the 3D printer was printing over nothing and the filament just bunched up on the extruder, and then it went on the inside and it clogged the hole, and then it just broke all the wires and melted and fused everything together, and it was a horrible, disastrous sight. It was basically like this inside the extruder. I have more failed prints in here. This is a TPU support, actually. This isn't a failed print. I have a hot glue gun, because hot glue is always good. It's quick glue. In here, I also have a Dremel. So this is I use for drilling into my prints. You can also use it to sand or buff out things. Let's open this case. You probably already know what it is. It's a dial caliper. This one's electronic. And I actually regret doing an electronic one because if the batteries die, then I'm going to be cooked. but the batteries haven't died yet, so I'm all good. Just a little dial caliper here in millimeters. I also have 2 sets of plier wire cutters. I don't remember what these are called, but you get these when you buy a 3D printer. They give you these for free almost. And then, what was that, ASMR we're doing? I then also have this PVC cutter. That's why I'm like linking. There we go. And it cuts PVC. That's what it does. Let's go up to the other workshop and see what I have up there. Upstairs workshop is split into 2 different parts. Here's where I keep my 3D printing things. My spools are actually over there in the corner by my gaming setup, but I'll show you. Neptune 3 Max, and then I have my flush cutters, obviously, or wire cutters, whatever you use them for. I have a 3D filament dehumidifier, and then obviously, you know, you got all your standard 3D printing things. Here, I just have a bunch of wires, bunch of cords, like a load of cords. This is what I'd say is my really arts and crafts bin. It's got papers, pencils, erasers, pens. I have this head flashlight strap. The head flashlight is somewhere in here. Here it is. Strap this onto your head. Got a little flashlight there. I have glue in here, different types of painting supplies. This is a laser cut wood that I made. And then I have, you know, more sandpaper. This is 120 grit for medium smooths. And then I have parts for the Dremel bit that I was talking about. You got the sandpaper, buffering, there's wax, there's a wrench. I also have this crayon melter, which I'm going to use for something later. Now over here is where I keep some of my other tools. I have a wire stripper that I haven't opened because I haven't been cutting any wires. And then I have some wires in this box here. Right here I have iron-filled filament that I haven't used yet, but I'm going to use it in another video. I have more of my filaments, my PC that I recently used, my TPU recently used. I have golden filament. I have black. Right here I have my 3D printed little mini drawer where I keep springs for my 3D printer and little extruders, batteries. That's currently what I'm working with now in my goal to have a Tony Stark style workshop. It's everything that I would ever need to do my dream projects. I have what I need and I can do things that I still want to do and have fun. But one day I'm going to look back at this video, I'm going to say, I've made it.